everyone, good evening. You're watching The Money Show right here on ET Now. I'm Mubina Kapasi and today's show is all about equities. Well, why not? Because of the immense volatility we've seen in the equity markets, I'm sure it's got you wondering, hey, what's the impact on my portfolio of mutual funds? And hence we thought it's important to address what exactly do events like the election outcome, do events like massive volatility in the equity markets hold in store for your portfolio, and who better than Feroz Aziz of Anand Rathi to answer those questions and queries. And that's why it's Feroz who we decided to bring on board as well today. Thank you for joining in, Feroz. Good evening. And yes, volatility has been the name of the game. After losing almost 500 points last week, we've been able to recuperate all of that in just today's trading session. You know, so I'm sure it's got a lot of investors wondering that what is the impact on my portfolio. Go across to you. There certainly has been a lot of curiosity amongst investors as to what the sort of volatility means for their mutual fund portfolio. So let me get in your word first. For an SIP investor today, if the markets are higher by 400 points, tomorrow they dip another 100 points, hypothetically, how should an SIP investor or a mutual fund investor read into this?
See, for an SIP investor, of course, if his SIP date coincides with such volatility, then it will really impact him. But I personally think volatility has always been a friend of systematic investment plans. Reason being, if the market goes down, you can be happy that the next installment would be bought at a lower price. And if it actually went up, you can still be happy that all the installments which have already been invested are doing well. So to answer your question, Mubina, for an SIP investor, volatility is a friend. In fact, people are not even indifferent, but they're sad to see volatility. Volatility is a friend of an SIP investor, point one. Point two, if you're going to accumulate stocks over and mutual funds over long periods of time, the average cost is what is going to change your life, and the average cost doesn't move by short-term volatility. Like Mubina, you mentioned that during these phases of high intensity news flow, volatility shoots up. Like if you see the short-term volatility, which is measured in terms of India VIX, is generally at 13-14, which has gone up almost twice more and is at 25-26. So this is a short-term phenomena, and still it will not move your needle on the return bit for the SIP in the long run.
Well, yeah, if you are one of those very, very few unfortunate souls who's had to pay their SIP on today's day, well, yeah, certainly it may be a bit tough, but you know, it's a very, very rare coincidence that may happen. So yeah, for SIP investors, like Feroz said, volatility is your friend. Feroz, let's also talk about the other topic, and that is Modi aega to mere portfolio pe kya farak padega? What exactly will an election outcome mean for an investor's net worth? So if you could just burst the bubble as well over there, because for the last 20 years, we have seen many governments come, many governments go. But I think equity markets have still run the course. They have eventually focused only on earnings, and eventually that's trickled down into mutual fund portfolios as well.
See, I think, Mubina, of course, governments in long periods of time, there will be several governments which will come and go, several budgets which will come and go, several global events which will come and go. But I think, having said which, of course, the country's governance and a powerful government to be able to take decisive steps is very critical for the growth. See, now what happens is, if you're looking at a mutual fund investment, large portions of the monies are skewed towards the top 250 companies of this country, and they will definitely require some degree of good stable government to progress. If you're speaking of a very small company somewhere in a tier 3 city, it's not going to be impacted by the government and their policies, but top 250 companies in the listed space will definitely have a large influence. So earnings will have some degree of indirect correlation to a stable government. So point one, it is not just about Modi or NDA or UPA, it's about having a stable government which has the power to take decisions and lead the country rather than flow with the tide. So that's one thing which has been a good news, is why you see such large moves. In fact, one in a decade is what you see, such kind of moves. That's precisely not because of just Modi, it's about the power of a stable government to take decision and take the country forward rather than just tide along.
Okay, well, that of course is an overall